So off the last video we dropped, it was about universal breath. That's the source to all life. And the breath breathes energy. In negative, out positive. The breath breathes energy. That's why energy can't die, because the breath breathes energy, and the breath is the source of all life. Making sense yet? Energy can't die because the breath breathes energy. The breath is the source of all life. The breath is both masculine and feminine. It is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And don't you breathe, then you are too. That's why it said, did I not say ye are gods? What is God? One more time. Remember, we learned last time. The English letters come from Latin. Every English letter you see except the J is Latin letters. So God in Latin, you got to look for the definition, not the word, because they say that's a Greek word. Yeah, it's a Greek word, but it's not a Greek meaning. That's how they get you. Let us go down and confuse their tongue. Genesis chapter 11, the Tower of Babel. The tongue was ancient Lati. They put the N on it, called it Latin, but it was ancient Lati. That's what some refer to it as Old Latin, but it was ancient Lati, Lati, latitude, up and down, North America, South America, written by the one that they call the black woman to communicate with her firstborn son, because see, the women was here first and they ruled all over the world. But the one specific woman who was special, she was in America, and her evil twin sister, as above, so below, was jealous of her. And she created a monster to take over. These are two women at war. The breath breathes thought and will, and together they are action. You are thought and will. Think about it. Think about it. You are the thought and you're the will. And with the power invested in me, I now pronounce you thought and will. You may now create the action. Whoever breathing is mama children. Now, if you got robo-mans running around, they're not real. AIs, artificial intelligence, things like that. But if you breathing, you mama's child. You got to know who you are. You would ask me what to study. I would say yourselves, and you will have studied them. Then you would ask me what to study again. I would reply, yourself. Study yourself. The breath that you taking, study that. Pay attention to that breath that you're breathing. That is you. Every time you breathe in, you're breathing in thought. Every time you breathe out, you're breathing out will. This is how you create. This isn't me speaking. This is mama speaking. And with your tongue, the Holy One shall speak. They didn't want to go up to mama because they ain't know her. That's why mama got mercy for y'all, because y'all don't know mama. You come from her bosom. And I'm coming to tell you, just like Iesu tried to tell you, he said, you are me. I am you. We are one. What I did, all men can do. What I am, all men shall be. Men in Latin is mind. Everybody has a mind, because a mind is thought and will. That's the energy. Your mind is the energy. It's the thought and the will connected. There's a spark. Once the spark happens, that's the mind. It can now think and act on its own. You are a piece, an individual of an energy. You can do what you want, but if you go outside the wheel, you will crash out. Did you catch that? You have to stay inside the wheel. I'm going to say it one more time. You can do whatever you want, but you have to stay inside of mama's wheel. If you go outside of mama's wheel, you're going to crash out. That's what it meant by free will. See, we wasn't all, I know I was telling you, we was tricked into free will. That was um, the lower energy that wanted us to come into this flesh and do what we wanted to do. That's where we crashed out. That's where we crashed out because we came into this flesh. How did we get into this flesh? Where did this flesh even come from? The one that they call the black woman, the first woman, she planted a body of flesh in the middle of the garden. You remember the garden was created first before the first mind. It said man, mind was here. The first mind was here, was the womb man. You can only come through the portal. There could not have been a man here first. There's no way he don't have a womb. You're not going to take a rib and create another body. That is thought and action, man and womb man. But in order for the man to come out, it has to come out of the womb. She birthed him. He didn't birth her. That's why when you read the story of Jesus and they say, oh, Jesus is the first Adam. Well, the first Adam came from a woman. Y'all not paying attention. They playing in y'all face. The first baby, remember I was telling you it was women all over the world, but the one that they call the black woman in America, her specifically, is the source, the blueprint. I'm not saying all the rest of the women ain't special. All of y'all are one. But the blueprint is the black woman. Y'all have to respect her because she comes from the original, the very first woman. She was planted in the center of the garden. Where's the center of the garden? North America is at the top. South America is at the bottom. Hawaii is on the right. Africa on the left. So where's the center? Central America. No matter how many times you flip the map around, you can put the north over there, you can put the south over there, but you cannot put the center. You can't change the center. It's just going to spin in the center. So in the center is where she planted her first body. She planted her body because she came to see her garden. Her garden was North and South America. That was her garden. North and South America. The oceans was watering. You don't have all land everywhere and no water. It was always like this. There was water. They don't want you to know about the water. It's like a cross. East, west, north, south. The location. Just like your body, if you stand up straight and hold your arms straight out, you're that cross. East, west, north, south. That's how we connected. The land was created like a body, like a cross, up, down, and straight across. It connected. But everybody had to go through the center in order to get to another side. That's what made her special. And since the arms went under, that left her with the center of the garden and no one else able to come unless they come across the waters. This was her garden. She'd come to take care of. She planted her flowers. And so she planted her. This was the garden of eat. If you look up in Latin, Eden, it's eat. So this was the garden of eat. She came here to eat, to taste the fruits, to taste the vegetation, to taste the energies of the carbon, the electro, the nitro, the hydro. She was tasting that. Those are in the fruits and vegetations and the herbs that we have. That taste, that was what her garden was about. So this physical fleshy realm wasn't the sinful realm, as they say, and then the flesh took, the wheel got dense. It's not saying that it got dense as it was something bad. It was saying she slowed it down to create it. the slower it goes, the more physical it becomes. That's what she did. She slowed it down to a point where she can make it physical. And that's why she can taste it, feel it, touch it, smell it, hear it, see it. But when the men came in and she wanted her specific son to rule over the nations with the iron scepter, Revelation chapter 12, that's when the problem began. That's when they wanted to take it from her, because he was the firstborn, the one that they call Jesus, the first black man. He can do, and he taught mama's law with the iron scepter, and they took Mama America, Mary. The wheel is in the water. Wheel in the water. It's in the center of the water, which makes the Garden of Eden so powerful. So if you look at the center of the earth, you'll be talking about Central America. It's the only place in the center of east, west, north, south. Hawaii on one side, Africa on the other side, North America at the top, South America at the bottom. In the center, Central America. That's the wheel. That's why they're coming over. That's why everybody wants to get here. But they don't really want to go to South America. No, they only came to South America to get the language. The language was given to the sons so that the sons can communicate with the mother, because the mother spoke as hieroglyphs, pictures, and images. They didn't need language. But the sons were the wheel. They're not thought, they are wheel. Well, they are thought, but they're mostly wheel. So they want to do what the thought is saying. So in order for her to tell him what she's saying, she had to create a language for him. And that's where you get Lati, L-A-T-I, latitude, up and down, north and south. The mother at the north, the sons at the south. The center is the umbilical cord. Now go look at America, north and south. You'll see North America at the top. You'll see that's the mother. You'll see the umbilical cord, Central America, and then you'll see the sun, South America. Now, the one that they call the so-called black woman, they call her the black woman. They oppress her the most, but they worship her and they follow her the most because she is the blueprint. She's the one, like the first woman, she's from here. This is her dynasty. This is her empire. And the one they call the black man, he's from here. That's her sons. And they took over their land. This is what that slave story they talking about. They talking about they were slaves, but don't nobody claim them. Don't no nation claim them. And you can't never say where they came from. Ain't no tribe came from them. So what is it? They from here and they stole their land.